ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं गुरुदेव देव। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 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 श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। We are studying the text Atmabodha. So the first invocation sloka we do together. Tapobhikshina papanam shantanam vitaraginam mumukshunam apekshoyam atmabodho vidhiyate. आत्मबोधो विधीयते. In the text called Atmabodha, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji, he is enumerating thought by thought of Vedanta, which reveals our own nature. By knowing that we will be full, we will be complete. In our last class, Bhagavan said, Naham jivaha paratmeti. I am not this jiva. Then who are you? Para atma. I am the highest self. the truth of all, that is me. And the next suggestion he has given, this thought has to be reflected again and again, again and again, again and again. Many people, they ask, Swamiji, what is the need to reflect again on Vedanta? Because it depends upon our adhikarata. If we also like Bhagavad Nachiketa or any great Mahatma, one teaching is enough. We understood I am Brahman and full stop. If the adhikarata is next level, Uttama, Madhyama, Manda, Atimanda, they say 4 types of students will be there. The first one is called Uttama, one shot. Second one is called Madhyama, again reflection, everything. Third one is called Manda. Manda means dull. And fourth also there, that is called Atimanda. Atimanda means very, very dull student. So we need this contemplation again and again. Pujya Guruji gives that example. Swamiji, how far I should take the tablet for headache? His answer is, as long as you get this headache, so long you have to take the tablet. In the same way, if it has clear knowledge, then no need to repeat it again. If not, again take these tablets of Atma Bodha, this Atma Vritti, Aham Paramatma. Then the result will be Nirbhayo Bhavet. All kinds of fear, they will be ended. Manasi Vichintaya Varam Varam. In Bhajagovindam, Bhagavan says, Manasi Vichintaya Varam Varam. Clearly, you have to think inside again and again. Varam Varam. Again and again, we have to think. In today's class, Bhagavan wants to say one topic that is called nature of Atma. Swamiji, what is this, Swamiji? Many times you have told the nature of Atma, Sat, Chit, Ananda. In previous class also you told Atma is a homogeneous structure, not cut pieces. So many natures you are revealing about Atma, na? But in this class, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji wants to reveal one more new aspect of Atma. Oh, then okay, Swamiji. So that aspect is called the illuminating nature of Atma. In Sanskritam, it is called Avabhashanam. Avabhashanam means Atma has so many natures. One is called Avabhashanam. Avabhashanam means it illumines everything which comes in front of it. Atma cannot say, I have not seen. If we are in front of Atma, he has to say, I have seen it. I heard it. You know, that illuminating nature in today's class, Bhagavan, he wants to explain. This is very, very important aspect, sir. Because that is me. I am the illuminator. I am not the illuminated. I am not the inert piece. I am the Chaitanya Vastu. To separate these two, we need this knowledge. That will be today's topic in verse number 28 and 29. These two contains the same thought. Very, very important thought. So repeat after me. 28 and 29 from Atma Bodha. Atmavabhasate yekaha buddhyadinindriyanyapi Deepo ghatadivat swatma जडैः तैर्नावभास्यते 29 स्वबोधो नान्यबोधेश्च बोधरूपतयात्मनः न दीपस्यान्यदीपेच्छा यथा स्वात्मप्रकाशने टुगेदर आत्मावभाषयत्येकः बुद्ध्यादीनीन्द्रियाण्यपि दीपो घटादिवत् स्वात्मा जडैः तैर्नावभाष्यते स्वबोधे नान्यबोधेश्च बोधरूपतयात्मनः न दीपस्यान्यदीपेच्छा यथा स्वात्मप्रकाशने. Listen, actually this sloka contains 8 lines. For example, Atma avabhasate ekaha, 1 line. Buddhyadini indriyani api, 2nd line. That way 8 lines are there. Each line carries one thought. So in these 2 slokas, how many thoughts we have, Swamiji? We have 8 thoughts. 8 are very, very important thoughts and worthy to reflect. Moreover, that is our own status. Okay. So the first thought is, Bhagavan is saying, Atmaha. You asked what is Atma, na? I am telling you, listen. Atmaha avabhasati ekaha. This is the definition for Atma. So if anybody asks what is Atma, avabhasati. Avabhasati means it is an illuminator. Avabhasati means it is an illuminator. And ekaha, it is the one. Capital O, capital N, capital E. Matlab there is no two. That's why I said capital O, capital N, capital E. In our English literature, that 1, 2, 3, if 1 is there, 2 will be there, 3 will be there. But this Atma 1 is such, only one. O-N-E, one, that's all, full stop. That is this Atma. It is not among many numbers, one number. This is the number 1. And illuminator. Illuminator means it lends consciousness. It illuminates something else. Swamiji, what is going to illuminate? Buddhyadini indriyani api. The other part is buddhyadi. Buddhyadi means our inner system. Mind and intellect together. It is called buddhi adi. And indriyani. Indriyani means our external arrangements. 5 jnanendriyas, 5 karmendriyas. They are all getting illumination because of his presence. Somebody asked Gurudev, because he is very new to Vedanta, he is speaking Atma, 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 Atma. Very beautiful answer. Gurudev said, Atma is an unemployer. He himself is an unemployer. Not employable also. You cannot employ also Atma. See his greatness. He is an unemployer, and moreover, we cannot employ him in any. But without him, no employment can be possible. Because he is not there, everything will be shut down. Buddhi adi, indriyadi, everything getting light from that source only. He has to lend consciousness, then only they will be active. Swamiji, I am thinking something. Object is your wish, but in that thought, I should be there. I am knowing, I am learning, I am intelligent, I am so and so. I should be there, then only that thought will get life. Swamiji, I am feeling something. That subject matter of feeling, your wish. Whether it is dukkha, sukha, ityadi, content is your wish. But there should be I. Without I, that emotion cannot be possible. This I is from the Chaitanya. This is called lending of consciousness. I am seeing, I am hearing, I am smelling. If there is no I, you cannot employ them. They all jada vastu. So that nature is called avabhashanam. Avabhashanam means it is lending consciousness to the entire system, inside system and outside system. And then the same consciousness we interact with the world. Then we say, this is my house, that is my car, that is not my car, this is not my house. For everything, the same consciousness is the substratum. That's why we say it is the Mahaparamatma. His existence only, because of his existence only, we are illuminating the whole world. But we say, Swamiji, I am a little piece in the world. You are not little piece in the world. Because of you only world is shining. Natad bhasayate suryaha. Na chandraha, na shashankaha. Bhagavan, if you are there, they are all getting illumination. Sun is not reflecting me. Sun is not illuminating me. Because of me only, I am getting the consciousness of sun. So, avabhasana means because of his existence, everything getting this consciousness. It is lending consciousness on everything. So, Atma is an illuminator and it is one. Because of him, buddhyadini indriyani avabhasate. They all getting illumination. Bhagavan, can you give any example for the statement what you passed now? Shankaracharya said, of course. He gave that example is Deepo Ghatadivat. In a dark room, so many objects are there, like Ghata Adi. Ghata means pot. Ghata, Pata, Ityad. Pata means clothes. Because if you study Vedanta Panchadasi Ityadi, he uses these words only. Ghata, Pata, Tata, Ityad. Ghata means pot. Pata means cloth. So many objects are there in that room. Deepo Ghatadivat means if you want to see them, you need a light. If you lit the light, in that presence, they all we can experience. I can say that there is a gata. I can say there is a pata. I can say there is a chair. I can say there is a table. To identify all them, I need this light. In the same way, if you want to say there is a buddhi, there is a mind, there are the sense organs are working. If you want to say them, if you want to locate them, you need this light of consciousness. Atma is there, then everything we can identify. Oh, this is this, this is this, this is this. Deepo Ghatadivat. Okay? And final thought in this sloka, Bhagavan is saying, Atma Jadaihi Taihi na avabhasyate. This is the greatest feature of this Atma. Bhagavan is saying, his presence illuminating everyone. If he is there, we can say there is a buddhi, there is a mind, there are the sense organs. But jadaihi taihi. Taihi and by them. Jadaihi means by that inert things, this Atma na avabhasyate. You cannot illumine Atma by them. That is also greatest feature of Atma. That's why many people, they say buddhi, mind and this sense organs, they cannot locate Atma. They cannot see Atma. Dekho, 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 there is the Atma, here is me. In Upanishad also one statement is given by Maharshis, Manasa eva na aptavyam. Eto vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. Vedam says, Upanishad says, this vak and mind, they want to locate Atma. Because, you know, for everything, if you want to locate, we have to use this word only. If I want to say Ramarao Garu, if I want to explain Ramarao Garu to you, I have to use my words only. Sir, Ramarao Garu stays in that particular street. He is working in the particular department. We use our vak. Otherwise, we use our mind. This is our general parlance to locate anything. They are ready to locate Atma Vastu, so much vocabulary. But Upanishad says they are completely failed. Yeto vachaha nivartante aprapya manasa saha. Including mind, this speech are returned back. Aprapya means they did not get this holy Atma. Why, Swamiji? Because they are all inert. Jadaihi. An inert piece cannot illumine another light. Pot cannot say there is a candle light. Candle can say there is a pot. In the same way, in Atma presence, we can say this is pot, this is cloth, that is chair, this is mind, this is intellect. But this pot cannot say, it doesn't have any light itself. How can it show? So this is the another greatness of Atma. Jadaihi taihi na avabhasate. You cannot illumine Atma. That Aarti we give to Bhagavan. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kuto yamagnihi tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kuto yamagnihi. Bhagavan, even Surya, Chandra, Vidyut. Vidyut means that light in the sky. Natatra Suryo Bhati Nachandra Tarakam. Nema Vidyuto Bhanti Kutoyam Agnihi. With this Aarti light, I want to show you to the world. Kutoyam Agnihi. Natatra Suryo Bhati Nachandra Tarakam Nema Vidyuto Bhanti Kutoyam Agnihi. Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam. Tameva Bhantam. You and you only the light giver. Anubhati Sarvam. We all getting that reflection. Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam. Nema Vidyuto Bhanti Kutoyam Agnihi. Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam. How can they illumine you? That is our Vedic Arti to Bhagavan. So in that, the same meaning Bhagavan is giving here. Jadaihi taihi atma na avabhasate. You cannot illumine Atma with mind and intellect and sense organs. So this is the thought. Okay. But whenever we want to reflect on Atma, whether it is a meditation time or it is a reflection time, we have to learn something. That is, we should not objectify Atma to the mind. Generally, what we do, we imagine Atma as something that dream we do in our mind. We objectify Atma. I am seeing Atma. I am approaching Atma. You cannot objectify Atma like any other object. This is true for worldly things. If you want to see anything in your mind, definitely we objectify it. If I want to see Indian flag, I close my eyes and I imagine what is Indian flag. I can see it. This is called objectification. If I want to see gulab jamun, I close my eyes and I imagine gulab jam shape, gulab jam taste, gulab jam, so it's information. Then it will get a particular structure. That is called objectification. And we enjoy it. But in case of Atma, Atma cannot be an object for mind. That is called mind cannot illuminate. So what to do, Swamiji, then? Then, we should withdraw our attention what is not Atma. This is called the technique in meditation. We should withdraw our attention what is not Atma. Like this body is in our consciousness. We must train ourselves as though this body is not me. And after body, that pranas will come. You are seeing pranas. You are the seer and this pranas will be seen. You are seeing gentle air is going inside and it is coming out. And after pranas, there are so many thoughts. Each thought you can see. Thought and the content of the thought. For example, Rama Rao Garu, I am thinking means the thought contains Rama Rao Garu. Thought contains Venkat Chaitanya Garu. Thought contains Gurudev. These are all thoughts only. And you are the seer. Slowly drop the attention on what is not Atma. This is called you cannot illumine Atma. And whatever remains as the substratum, as the illuminator, which cannot be negated further, that is that. That is not buddhi, that is not mind, that is not any other thing. That we must learn from this thought. That's why Bhagavan in the next line, in 29th sloka, the first line, he is saying, Swabodhe na anya bodha ichha. Swabodhe means to know this Atma, na anya bodha ichha. It doesn't need any other knowledge. To know Atma, we don't need any knowledge of buddhi, knowledge of mind, or knowledge of senses. Swabodhe na anya bodha ichha. Why, Swamiji? Because Atma is one. He already told, because at the state of this pure consciousness, that capital O, capital N, capital E only remains. As long as our struggle in the state of mind and intellect and sense organs, there will be many. As I told, if we drop that attention, and finally that swabodha is there, na? In that swabodha, there is nothing to illuminate. There are no two. Swabodhe na anya bodha icha. And moreover, it knows its existence. No other thing, it has that quality. Buddhi cannot know itself. To know buddhi, I is needed. To know mind, I is needed. Like to know pot, light is needed. To know chair, light is needed. But to know the light, no other light is not needed, because its nature is light. In the same way, Atma nature itself bodha swarupam, pure consciousness, jnana swarupam. Therefore, it doesn't need any kind of another knowledge to know it. And moreover, it is the source of knowledge. Swabodhe anya bodha icha bodha rupa tayatmana. Why, Swamiji? Because Atma Rupa itself bodha. Bodha means knowledge. Its own nature is knowledge. Its knowledge only, everything is sharing. Everything get illuminated by its knowledge. To know its knowledge, it doesn't need any other light, any other knowledge. That's why in Aitareya Upanishad, they say one word for Atma, or this Brahma is called, he is Swayambhu. Swayambhu Paribhu Atma. One mantra we say. In our Hindu culture, many temples, if you go, they say, Swamiji, Swamiji, this is Swayambhu Linga Swamiji. Swamiji, Swamiji, this Murti is Swayambhu, they say. If you don't know what is this term called Swayambhu, we ask, what do you mean by Swayambhu? Swayambhu means by itself it born from the earth. Swayambhu. Matlab nobody cultured it. No man touched it, Swamiji. By itself it came out like that way. Swayambhu. This Atma also Swayambhu. It doesn't need anything to illuminate. Swayambhu. One word is there for Bhagavata because of this nature. How, Swamiji? Na deepasya anya deepa ichha. As I told, if you want to see any light, its light is enough. Another light we don't need. Because its nature is light, to see the light, its light is enough. Na deepecha anya deepa ichha. If you want to see one deepam, another deepam we don't need. Same way, Atma is the Swayam Prakashaka Vastu. Swayambhu Vastu. Swabodha Vastu. Yadha Swatma Prakashane. By itself, it is a self-effulgent. That is the Shuddha Jnana Swarupam of Atma. These are the 8 thoughts Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji, he has written to understand one particular nature of Atma, that is called Avabhashanam, illuminator. See, Atma is an illuminator. Then the next thought, Swamiji, whom it is illuminating, Swamiji? Buddhyadi, Indriyadi, and world of objects. Okay, Swamiji. Then they cannot illumine Atma. Atma can illumine all. We may ask, they also can illumine Atma, Swamiji? No. Why, Swamiji? Because they are all Jada. They don't have that life. In that manufacture only, they don't have that light of illumination. That's why they cannot illuminate. Like what, Swamiji? Like Deepam and ghatam, like pot and a candle. Candle can illumine pot, but pot cannot illumine light because it is completely different nature. This is another nature. And the fifth thought, Bhagavan, he is saying, if you want to know Atma, you doesn't need any kind of another knowledge. Means you cannot objectify Atma in your understanding. Please don't frame Atma in your buddhi with one thought. Because of him, whole buddhi is getting light. Swabodhe anya bodha na icha. If you want to know Atma, you don't need another lights. Because its nature is Swayam Prakashaka Vastu. Swayam Bhu Vastu. And example he has given, to know the light, that candle is enough. You don't need another candle to show this first candle. Because it has that nature of lighting. Na deepecha. We don't need any another light. Yadha swatma prakashane. Therefore, please understand, Atma is a self-illuminator. So this is the story. In Bhakti Shastra, otherwise in Bal Vihar classes, generally this thought is very important thought regarding Vedanta. Because we are little matured, we understood it very easily. The same thought, if you want to communicate to Bal Vihar students, we say, my dear Bal Vihar children, do we have father and mother? They say, we have father and mother. Like that, for whole world, we are seeing so many things. We are seeing so many things. For the whole world, the father is Bhagavan Shiva. Because there should be a cause. Okay, Bhagavan Shiva is a father of universe. Okay. Then the next Bal Vihar student, he will ask, Swamiji, okay, Swamiji, Shiva is the father of whole world. Then who is his father? Because if there is no cause, effect cannot come. Who is the cause for Shiva? When it is going to end this chain, cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. You know, there is no father for Shiva. They don't allow it. How it is possible, Swamiji? Because Shiva is there, he has to be there. Some cause should be there. But this Atma is causeless cause. Fatherless father. That is the end. Because of him, because of his presence only, everything getting light. That light source is he. He doesn't need any other light to illumine him. That is the greatness of this Atma. That is me. Actually, we are that pure Shuddha Chaitanya. And that so many thoughts will be there. So many shapes of the body will be there. So many conditionings will be there. They all agama payano anityaha in Bhagavad Gita says. They all come and stay sometime and go. But you are that substratum, that illuminator you. Okay, Swamiji. Very nice thought. And in the next verse called 30th verse, in Atma Bodha, this 30th verse is very, very important. Many people in Vedanta discourses and lectures, great Mahatmas also, they quote this verse. That very beautiful thought is there in verse number 30. Yes, Swamiji, we will see it. This is a sadhana and teaching. Both are there in this verse. Nishidhya nikilopadhi neti neteti vakyataha vidyadaikyam mahavakyaihi जीवात्मा परमात्मनोः निषिध्य निखिलोपाधि नेति नेतेति वाक्यतः विद्यादैक्यं महावाक्यैः जीवात्मा परमात्मनोः. Listen, very, very nice and important verse. Bhagavan is saying, 30th verse, second line, he wants to say one thing. That is, Vidyat. Vidyat means, oh my dear student, you must know. Vidyat means here, you must know. Swamiji, what should I know, Swamiji? Aikyam. Aikyam means united nature. Aikyam means uniting nature. Aikyam. Okay. Aikyam between whom, Swamiji? Between whom I must know that uniting factor? Between Jivatma Paramatmanaha. Between Jivatma and Paramatma, that identity, that Aikyam, you must know. From where, Swamiji, I must know? Who is teaching this Aikyam? Who is teaching, Swamiji? Jivatma Paramatma Aikyam. Bhagavan is saying, Mahavakyaihi. This identity is a teaching from Mahavakyaihi. Mahavakyaihi means in Upanishads, there are called Mahavakyas. From that Mahavakyas, you must know the identity between Jivatma and Paramatma. Okay. Swamiji, you said Mahavakyam. What do you mean by Mahavakyam, Swamiji? Generally, if you translate Mahavakyam into English, Mahavakyam means it's a long word. Maha means long. Vakyam means word. Matlab in Upanishad, there will be a lengthy statements will be there. From that statements, I must understand this unity between Jivatma and Paramatma. No. Mahavakyam means that statement which reveals unity between this Jivatma and Paramatma. That Vakyam only called Mahavakyam. It is not a lengthy. They say our Upanishads, they have 4 Mahavakyas. You must have known that names of Mahavakyas. The first Mahavakya name is called Prajnanam Brahma. Second Mahavakya is called Ayam Atma Brahma. Third Mahavakyam is called Tattvamasi. Fourth Mahavakya is called Aham Brahmasmi. These 4 only our masters they call Mahavakyam. Swamiji, why 4? Why not more than 4? Because in our Advaita Siddhanta or Vedic tradition, these 4 are from 4 Vedas. From one Veda, they picked one statement. Prajnanam Brahma from one Vedam. Ayamatma Brahma from another Vedam. Tattvamasi is from Samavedam. Aham Brahmasmi from Brihadaranyakam. So that way from 4 Vedas, our great teachers, they collected these 4 Vakyas. some masters, they say, if the student is very much, not that much caliber, he cannot study all Vedas and Upanishads. At least he should get this teaching of 4 Vakyas from teacher, that itself enough to know that Brahma. And this journey starts like that. The first statement is called Prajnanam Brahma. First teaching from the teacher to the student is Prajnanam Brahma. Prajnanam Brahma means, my dear student, Prajnanam means this consciousness. Every day what you are experiencing, I, that I is called Prajnanam. Prajnanam means it is very well known. You may say, Swamiji, I don't know what is called Mercedes Benz car. You may say, Swamiji, I don't know what is called Netherlands. But you cannot say, Swamiji, I don't know what is me. Because it's everyday experience. I. That's why it is called Prajnana. See how the beautiful teaching. Master is bringing that student from the entire world to his own Swarupa with straight one word. Are beta, every day you are saying I. This is Prajnanam. Prajnanam means very well known to you. Prajnanam. This, do you know what is this Prajnanam? This I, Brahma. Brahma. Brahma means this is the substratum of the entire world, from which Srishti, Sthiti, Laya happened. Prajnanam Brahma. And the student starts reflecting on this statement. What I am calling every day I, this is the truth of universe. This is Janana Marana Rahita Vastu. This is beyond all modifications of mind and intellect and body, entire world. So he is completely shocked to him. And he asks Guruji, what is its own nature? He says, I am Atma Brahma. In the Atma form, what I explained in our previous verses, it is in the form of self. I am Atma. I am Atma means this Atma is that. You cannot search somewhere else. This Atma, here. Here it is there. I am Atma Brahma. Then he will drop entire attention from the outside and he will focus on that final core of my personality. I am Atma Brahma. And the third teaching, this is very, very important teaching, particularly in our tradition called Shankaracharya's tradition. And he says, Tat Tvam Asi. And till now you used to say, Ishvara is somewhere, tat. And you are a little fellow creature with so many conditionings and limitations. Tvam. He says both are one. And this is another shock. God and me one. He is Sarvagna, Sarva Shaktiman. He can do whatever he wants. Nobody cares me. How can these two one? Know it. What do you mean by Tat? What do you mean by Tvam? How they can be one? Tat Tvam Asi. And final, after entire analysis, that Anubhavam will come to that student. This Aham Brahma Asmi. These 4 are enough. Bhagavan is saying, Vidyat, my dear student, you must know. That is, Jivatma Paramatmanoho Aikyam. The identity between you and that Paratma, it is not my logic. It is not my intelligence what I am presenting to you. This is not great Pramanam. This is not standard of knowledge. I may be great Vidwan, but the final Pramanam is Sruti. That Shruti Vakyam is Mahavakyaihi. Mahavakyaihi, you must know it. To know this, if you want to come to this conclusion, you have to do something. What should I do, Swamiji? Nishidya Nikhila Upadhi. Till now, you have so many conditionings. Upadhi means, we already told, conditionings like gross body, subtle body, and a causal body. 5 sheaths: Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya, Koshas. They are all called Upadhis. Nishidya Nikhila Upadhi. Nishidya means negate all the Upadhis. This is you must do. Negation means you cannot do anything physically. Swamiji, I am throwing my physical body. Go away, go away, go away. It is not going. Swamiji, I am throwing my mind out of my existence. I am throwing my intellect. No, no, no. Nishidya means understand you are not that. That's why it is called Jnana Yogam. You understand yourself, you are not that. They are Anatma. They are Jadapadardham. You are the master. Nishidya Nikhila Upadhi. Swamiji, is there any technique to negate all these conditionings? Neti neteti vakyataha. One more vakyam is there in the Upanishad that is called neti neti. Neti neti means not this, not this, not this. Na iti, not this. I am not this physical body. I am not this subtle body. I am not this causal body. How long I have to do this, Swamiji? Neti, 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 until unless you reach the final negator, which cannot be negated. That cannot be negated because he only negating everything. Neti, neti, eti vakyataha nishidya nikhilopadi. Vidyat aikyam mahavakyaihi jivatma paramatma noho. My dear student, this is the saramsa of entire Vedanta scripture. See how beautiful it is. Nishidhya nikhilopadhi neti neteti vakyataha vidyadaikyam mahavakyaihi jivatma paramatmano. Otherwise, we will be a rat in a rat race. Whether you win or lose, but you will be rat only. All many times Pujya Guru Jitendra Maharaj says, this worldly race is a rat race. Swamiji, I am the winner. You are the winner, but you are a rat. Nishidya Nikhila Upadhi. All conditionings. Then your glory can be revealed to you. That is called Paramatma. Paratmeti na Jiva Atma. So this way, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji explained today's beautiful Vedantic thoughts from Atma Bodha. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम रामा हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम रामा हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।